YouTube, how's it going? Another video coming at you from the Washington Football Report. This is JD. We're going to dive right into this. So, I've been hearing a lot of things, and I'm backing up in my car, so give me 2 seconds. I've been hearing a lot of things about the QB battle, I guess you want to call it, between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heinicke. Okay? And I kind of want to just comment on that aspect. I'm going to talk about the whole team eventually, not like right now, not in this video. But I want to comment on the whole, like everyone's like starting to like freak out because Taylor Heinicke's not going to be the starter this year, and everyone had high expectations. Like, look, there's a couple things people got to understand. One, Fitzpatrick is a professional. Okay, he's been doing this 17 years. He is very good at certain things. He went to Harvard, so he's very smart. He probably can pick up an offense faster than anyone else in this league because he's just that smart. You don't get to Harvard because you're stupid, okay? Even if you're an athlete, you got to have good grades and stuff to get to Harvard, okay? So he didn't get there because he hasn't been playing 17 years because he's bad. He's a decent enough player that he can get acclimated pretty quickly to an offense. You also got to factor in he's probably used to getting acclimated with other players very well. That's why he seems like he has better chemistry already with the receiving core and the tight ends than Taylor Heinicke. Taylor Heinicke is not consistently been playing for multiple different NFL teams, not having learned multiple different NFL offenses, and then having to quickly put it together and then play. He's never had to do that. He only had to do it once, and he already knew the offense. He just never knew the players. Okay? So I think we got to skew our expectations of what Taylor Heinicke can do. I like Taylor Heinicke. I think he's part of the future of Washington, whether it's as a solid backup for a long time to come, or whether it's as a future starting quarterback. But let's skew our expectations. He's going up against someone who's been doing this for 17 years. He's going up against someone who is very intelligent. He's going up against someone that is probably one of the best teammates you're going to find. There's not that many people complaining about Ryan Fitzpatrick as a teammate. He's a good teammate. He's a professional's professional, a constant professional. Okay, you're Taylor Heinicke. You're going up against that. Not to mention, there's other things that are factors in this. Okay, and you're just trying to get chemistry with players, and Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't have to balance between twos and ones. Okay, Taylor does. So that's the drastic difference between Taylor Heinicke and Ryan Fitzpatrick right now is what they're playing against as well. And you got to factor in, when it comes to both quarterbacks, that our defense is pretty darn good. We have a top five, probably even top three, maybe even the best defense in the league. And that means Taylor Heinicke and Ryan Fitzpatrick, they're playing against the best defense in the league every day. Every day they are playing against the best possible defense in the league every day to get themselves better. And right. And the fact that we're hearing good things about Ryan Fitzpatrick, like scoring touchdowns and getting the ball out and not throwing that many turnovers against our defense, should be very, very encouraging to a lot of people. Okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick, if he's having success against our defense, that's pretty good. That's a good thing because our defense is solid. Our defense is very good. There's a lot of things our defense really can't do against him. But our secondary is solid. Our cornerbacks are solid. Our linebackers, our safeties are solid. So they're practicing against a very good defense on a consistent basis. A very good defense on a consistent basis. So if Ryan Fitzpatrick's having success, great. If Taylor Heinicke's struggling a little bit, guess what? A lot of quarterbacks are going to struggle against our defense. Our defense is very good. Okay? So don't take it horribly bad when you hear that our defense or our offense is struggling, or if Taylor Heinicke is struggling. Our defense is way ahead of the offense. The offense had to do a complete retool this summer with a new quarterback, with brand new weapons across the board, partially a new offensive line. We added 3 key offensive linemen, I think 3. Eric Flowers, Leno, and who's the last one? And we drafted Cosme. So there's 3 right there of key pieces that are a part of the offensive line. Can you always look at it? Was Leno? Yeah, I think it's Leno. Whatever. I can't think of his first name. Charles Leno. There we go. Give me enough time, I'll figure out the answer. But yeah, I mean, we have a whole offensive retooling right now, and I'm just switching back and forth to this. Okay. And we're going through all that stuff, and so the defense is way ahead of the offense. And the fact that if the offense has any kind of success at all against our defense, that should be a huge encouraging thing to everyone listening, because our defense is very good, and our offense is at the plate against them every day. Our offense is I think our offense is going to be very good this year, because they're practicing right now against one of the best defenses in the league, and they're finding ways to score, move the ball. Red zone, Fitzpatrick and Logan Thomas apparently have very good chemistry in the red zone right now. So, I mean, back on topic of Taylor Heinicke. So whenever you hear that Taylor Heinicke had like a rough day or something, don't get too discouraged. A lot of quarterbacks are going to have rough days against our defense. You mark it down right now. Our defense is going to wreck some people's lives, ruin some people quarterbacks' evenings or afternoons, whatever you want to call it. Our defense is that darn good. So don't get discouraged by that. And also, let's skew our expectations a little bit. Taylor Heinicke is an undrafted quarterback that we picked up because we were desperate for a fourth quarterback, and he only played because Alex Smith had a hurt leg, and he may not have ever actually had an opportunity to play if it wasn't for that. Okay, so let's skew our expectations. He's undrafted. He's on a 2-year, not really expensive deal. If he pans out, excellent. If he doesn't pan out, it wasn't anything bad. It's not a bad thing if he doesn't pan out. Okay? Like I keep saying, screw your expectations. Like, put the proper expectations on his shoulders. Is he going to be the franchise saver? He might be. I would like to say so. I would love that, because I like watching him play, and he seems to be a go-getter. And also, you got to mention that in practice, if he's not playing well in practice, don't get discouraged by that either. Some guys just aren't good practice players. Some guys get the lights on, and there's things that they do when the lights are on, and they just play better. Okay, Tim Tebow is one of those guys. Okay, when the lights are on, he just plays better. This is the way it is. Some guys aren't practice guys. I used to coach, and I had kids that I coached. As much as I didn't like it, there were some kids that in practice they only elevated their game and played to a certain level whenever it was a game, because they felt the stakes were higher, and it's just something in their personality what prevented them. No matter how much I tried to encourage it and make it as much game possible, some people are just like that. They elevate their game when it's game time, and it's possible that's Taylor Heinicke. Okay, it's possible. There's some guys that get worse. There's some guys that practice well and then get worse when the game starts. Okay, apparently Dwayne Haskins practiced very well last year. He was fantastic in practice last year. All his off-season workouts and everything. And then he got the game started, and then he sucked. So it's not always go off of those things. So I didn't want to make a long video. I just want to make a short video about this, because a lot of people seem like getting discouraged and upset. And I was listening to the Junks, and they're just like, "Oh, he's just a normal guy." They're being dumb. Put your expectations proper. Okay, lay out some context. They're playing the best defense. Context. He's got to compete against Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is a very good, a pretty good quarterback. If you go over his last 16 games, he's very good. Last 3 years, he got better stats than some of the elite quarterbacks in the league. Okay, and I'm not making that up. Watch what's the one with I think it's Get Up with Mike Greenberg. He's been spewing these stats for the last 6 months. So it's not just me. It's stats out there that are legitimate that Washington's quarterback has. And I'm going to say this, and I have a bold prediction coming up later, but I have a bold prediction when it comes to the season starting. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to have a career year. I really do. I think with what it sounds like, with the weapons we have and how well a chemistry he has with Logan Thomas, especially in the red zone, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to have a career year. I think he's going to have a very good year. He's going to have probably the most yards and touchdowns he's ever thrown. And I think he will actually be able to limit his turnovers. I really do believe that. He's going to have a career year. And I got a very bold prediction I'm going to save for my bold predictions video on the season on what people are going to do. But I'll save that for that. But Taylor Heinicke, if he's not beating Fitz out for the starting job, it's not a bad thing. Okay, Fitz has never been in a stable situation where he's been the guy and they put weapons around him with a good defense consistently. Okay, the closest thing to that was him in Tampa. And in Tampa, they still switched to Jameis Winston. I think Ron is going to give him the entire season and not do that to him, see what he can do. Okay, the one time he played a full season, he got 10 wins, 10-6 with the Jets. And he didn't make the playoffs only because every other team in the division was like 11-5. Or every other team in the conference was 11-5. It's the only reason he didn't make the playoffs. Or some kind of technicality with somebody. Okay? It had nothing to do with him not being a decent quarterback and not leading his team to a good season. It had to do with the fact that there were some technicalities that prevented them from being in the playoffs. That's like Washington was 7-9 last year. Does that make us great? Hell no. We lost more than half our games. Okay? But we won based on technicalities. No one in our division won. And the way the rules are set up, it's division winners and then 3 wild cards. It's the way it is. And I don't make that. That's not anyone's decision. I think honestly, it might not be a horrible idea to go top. Top 7 teams, but then you're gonna have some division won't get anyone in, especially like our division last year. So it happens that way. That's like I personally believe that there should not be any. I don't think if you I think the best record should go to should get the home game in the playoffs, not the division winners. Because I even think this because Washington's done it twice now in the last like 5 years. Whenever they won with Kirk and we were like 9-7, we got a home playoff game against the Packers, and we didn't deserve a home playoff game. Packers were a better team. Packers had a better record, but because of the way the rules are set up, they did. I'm getting way off topic here. So I just want everyone to understand, like, don't freak out if Taylor Heinicke's not like winning the job. He wasn't set up to win the job. Period. Fitzpatrick was brought in the start. Period. And I think Taylor Heinicke, he's a 1 or 2 year project. He needs time to develop. He needs time to understand the NFL game. There's a lot of things he needs to do. He hasn't played a lot of consistent football in the last couple of years. He needs to be enveloped by football for a while before Ron can actually trust him going forward. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I think Fitz going to have a fantastic year, and unless he gets injured, I don't see Taylor Heinicke getting a lot of playing. I do think Taylor Heinicke is better than Kyle Allen. I'll give him that. Kyle Allen seems very injury prone, but Taylor Heinicke doesn't seem much more injury prone than that. And to be honest, Fitzpatrick, 17 years, he's been consistently playing football. So, all right, that's enough from me. That's the end of the video. I want everyone to please hit the subscribe button. I looked at a statistic that like 30% of my viewers are all on subscribe, like 70% aren't. If you're watching this video, please subscribe. You'll get notifications every time I post a video. I want to get up to 1,000 followers, hopefully by the season. That's gonna be hard because it's a lot of condensed time, and I got a lot of videos to put out. But I want to get to a lot of 1,000 videos, and I can do live streams, and I can answer live questions on the spot. So appreciate everyone watching. Hail to the Redskins. See ya.